You did mention social media. I just want to ask this to Henry and to both of you as well, right? How much does social media play an impact on this, right? Instagram, I don't know if Vietnam has TikTok or not, but again, TikTok, like overall, Meta, TikTok, how big of a role does this play when it comes to not just Miss Cosmo, but overall in this industry, right? Because if you have a big social media presence, then do you have more chances to win, or how does it work?
I mean, to me, because I share my journey, I start with BR. So it's mean like I work with kind of like traditional BR at first, and I witnessed the shipment of the whole communication and marketing industry. Now it's not only about traditional BR anymore, but it also is about social media communication. It's very important. It play a very important role. So when and we brainstorm about the new IP and the new platform, and I play social media a very important role of not only of helping us to soaring fast, because we start quite late. The other pageant, they have 70s, 60 years of history, and we are a newborn baby. Mm-hmm. So how can we keep up and catch up? I think this is also an advantage for us, because we was born in the digital age, so we know how, and we own the platform and the tools. So we really have a strong strategy of building our name on social platform. If you ask like whether we have TikTok or not, we have in Vietnam. It's really huge. And for now, after 2 years, we already have more than like 1.3 or 1.4 million followers on TikToks of Miss Cosmo. And the other platform is also soaring very fast. I think the most important thing is, if you want to create impact, you need to have action. If you want to have action, you need to have voice and thinking. But before that, you need to gather in the community who will listen to your voice.
The audience.
The audience. So social media have the power of help you to create the real impact through your communities. Yeah.
The thing is also as individuals, right? Do you need to have a big social platform, or what do you guys like? Generally asking you guys.
Coming into Cosmo, I had like 1,000 followers on TikTok. I had a few thousand on Instagram, just personal accounts, never posted. So I don't think you necessarily need them to win by any means. Like, I think by the day before I was crowned Miss Cosmo, my TikTok following went up to 9,000.
Yeah.
Just because I was like active on it in Vietnam. But I mean, now my platform has grown exponentially, but I do think it's so important because it enables you to connect with your audience. It also enables you to connect with an audience that has never met you, doesn't know you, landing on their For You page, landing on their Discover page. They're like, oh, who is this? And so it kind of does help have a greater impact. Every time we go to Smile Train and make videos, we're not just impacting the people that we are with, we're impacting every person that watches that video. So I think competing, no, you don't necessarily need to have it. I don't think it chooses who wins or doesn't. But I do think in the age of such mass technological development, I think having a social media platform to where even if you have one follower, one person, if you make a difference in one person's life every single day, you're making a difference. So it's just the small little things, but I do think it helps so much having access to social media, being able to connect with people. And I know since winning, my platform has grown, and the amount of messages I've gotten of people like, you've inspired me, you've helped me, I was struggling with my mental health, but you've helped me so much. Like, you responding to my messages. Like, most people don't expect me to respond, and I'm like, hey girl, how are you doing? And they're like, oh my God, Miss Cosmo's messaging me. And people have verbally expressed so many times, like, you have saved my life, you've changed my life. So, I mean, social media is not just where we're posting pretty pictures. You can actually have so much impact on it. And feeling that has been extraordinary.
I want to touch base on a charity, not exactly a charity, but an impactful thing that you do, Courage Over Cancer.
Yes.
Right? So I'm big on that as well. I'm big on nicotine and, again, tobacco and other things. But again, share that journey. Like, how did you do that? And actually, how has social media helped out on that too?
Oh my gosh, it's kind of a sad story. Well, so I did pageants for quite a few years, and I've always had to have a platform. Growing up, my platform was like learn to swim, save a life, because I swam growing up. I taught swimming, and then it transitioned to community service and just leading before serving yourself. And then it was sex trafficking, because there's more slavery in the world today than any time in human history. Very taboo topic. But then coming into Cosmo, I changed my platform back to community service. But the team was like, but Yoli, the mission of Cosmo is community service. What else can we do? And I was like, well, I've been working on cancer fundraising for quite some time.
Okay.
So May of 2025, so a little over a year ago, my aunt got diagnosed with cancer.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she's better now. She's okay. But it's really hard because growing up, my aunt was like always just such an amazing person. She really cared about me and my sisters. And to hear that, like, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I never got to meet my paternal grandmother because she passed when my dad was 10 years old from cancer. So I know when she heard that, it devastated her, and like my whole family. When we heard it, was like, oh my gosh, like, she has 2 little boys. What if it turns into something more? Luckily, they caught it really early on, and she's doing good now, but it really, it broke me, it broke my sisters. We were like, oh my God, like she's like a mother to us. So, but a few months after that, I actually was internationally recognized for being a top fundraiser in the world with the Huntsman Cancer Institute. And when I brought that to the Cosmo USA team, they're like, Yoli, you have to share that. So, it's been a really, high up and down journey, but, cancer is one of the leading causes of death in the world. So to be able to spread that and, to be touched so deeply with it, it's never something I want to wish upon anyone,
Of course.
Hearing that from someone you love, and like, it's not even me, it's not my mom and dad, but someone that is so close to me that it's like, but we're not alone. So many people experience this, moms, dads, brothers, sisters. And if I can, just save one life, if my fundraising, my advocacy can save one life, spread enough information, then it's all worth it to me,
Yeah, no shadow of a doubt on that. That's why when I read about it, because I'm big on tobacco, and if I can save one kid's life not to pick up a tobacco and get addicted to it, it means the world to me.
It does, yeah.
It's similar to you as well. And when I read about it, I just wanted to touch base on that. I'm sorry about.
No, I'm sorry to get emotional, but it's sometimes because I don't talk about it enough, honestly, what happened with my aunt. I'm so blessed that she caught it early enough and she took the initiative. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to educate for that and advocate for that, because people don't realize, and tobacco is the same thing. Lung cancer is so prominent. And sometimes people are like, almost like, oh, well, just because it happened to them, it won't happen to me. But
it can happen to anybody.
It really can. And cancer doesn't care if you're 1 month old or 100 years old. And it's just an awful disease, So I hope I can be the generation to end cancer. I hope, being in the hospital too, I was in the hospital in Utah a few months after my aunt's diagnosis, for being a top international fundraiser, and being there, and I was working with the researchers, with seeing the different cancer cells and seeing actually how they're using medicine. It's extraordinary to see, and I feel the impact of what I'm doing. So I'm very grateful that I was able to experience that, and I felt like I knew from then and this is something that I'm going to work for the rest of my life.
That's fantastic, and kudos to you, and best wishes to you.
Thank you.
And more power to you.
Thank you.
I want to come to Deepshikha and Chelsea at the same time, because I was reading up on the mangroves project that you did, and I don't know if it's slightly similar, but I don't know if we have mangroves or not here. I'm a little bit unaware on that. But again, the environmental project that you are working on as well. Chelsea, why don't you share a little bit about your project, and then we'll come to Deepshikha.
Okay, well, it started in 2019. So as what I have mentioned earlier, before I was just joining pageant for the rewards. But then when I joined this national competition, it actually opened my mind about advocacies, about your personal mission. And then you said earlier that I grew up in Sultan Kudarat, right? I was born in Sultan Kudarat, but I graduated from this city, Tacloban. It's my parents' like hometown, really. So I graduated college there. So this city was hit by the strongest typhoon ever recorded in history back in 2013. The local name was Typhoon Yolanda, but I think the international name is Typhoon Haiyan.
Okay, that we know, I believe.
So it's in
Sorry about that.
2013.
Yeah.
So there was a specific area in Tacloban City, Barangay Paraiso. It means paradise, like a paradise area. So it wasn't really that devastated at all because there are mangroves in that area that protected the community. So it's like 2 blocks away from our house. So from that moment, it opened my eyes how mangroves are so important, especially in our environment. And that time, it wasn't just the typical typhoon, it was storm surge. So it was really a high water uprising in that community. So from then on, 2019, I promised to myself that I'm going to be dedicated with this mission. So mangrove reforestation. So up until now, I am carrying that mission, and I'm just so happy that during my birthday or special occasion, like my family, my friends, or I don't want to say like loyal fans or supporters who really love me so deeply, they go to different coastal areas, plant mangroves because they are inspired with what I do. So for me, it really feels so fulfilling and rewarding at the same time.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for watching our show. If you liked it, if you loved listening to it, then make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel.